Hello, social media. This is Dawn Petolino. Welcome to Miracle Monday. I'm your transformational coach and your best-selling author of Peace, Power, and Miracles. And Miracle Monday is about giving you the truths and the tools to help you access more miracles in your life. And today's is a big one. Today is how forgiveness can transform relationships, almost magically. Because the truth of the matter is that, the old school thinking is, well, forgiveness is you did something wrong, you're guilty, and I'm going to rise above it, and I am going to forgive you because I am the better person. Which that's not forgiveness, that is inequality, and that's not even seeing each other as one. The Course of Love and the Course in Miracles will tell us that you do not exist in many different bodies, that your mind doesn't exist in your body, this is just a brain. But in actuality, we are all part of one mind. That means like this hand can't think it lives independently of this hand. They're all part of this one. So if there's any kind of pain, any kind of wound happening in one person, that means it's happening in me because we're all part of the same mind. And this is love. Now, what keeps us from feeling that love, from knowing that love, is any part that thinks it's not lovable. So how this plays out in forgiveness is this. If we're all one and you do something that I disagree with, that I think, oh, that person, whatever you did and said, what I have to realize is the only reason someone would behave that way is because their heart wasn't open in some capacity to love. And if you are part of me, then the only way I can open more is if I forgive any part that doesn't believe it is open to love, that doesn't believe it's lovable, because you're part of me. So when I forgive you, I'm forgiving myself. If I judge you, I'm judging myself. And in fact, if I'm judging you and holding a grudge against you, how likely am I to forgive myself for something? Not very, because I believe in judgment. But if I believe in forgiveness, if I believe that, every little part has the good of the whole, then I must forgive any part, any person of that whole that doesn't think it's part of love. So what this might look like is, there's a man, Dr. Hugh Len, who was a clinical psychologist who worked at this mental hospital, and he worked in the ward with the insane criminals, and he ended up healing the majority of the criminals so they could be released without ever seeing a one of them. Because he recognized if there's something in them that's making them behave this way, then I got to forgive it in myself, because we're all part of one. I don't really necessarily have to change them. I just have to forgive what's in them that's also in me, that's contributing to this, that's allowing somebody to feel unloved. And then they use 4 phrases. He says, you say, I'm sorry, forgive me, which is just, forgive whatever in me is making this a problem. I love you, thank you. And those are the 4 phrases. Now, how this plays out is, so I had a client who she was feeling hurt by someone in her family, and she thought this person just really wasn't giving them the attention and the love that they deserved, and was being really distant and just wasn't showing that this person was important. And she was feeling hurt by that. So what I suggested is, recognize this. When you say, I'm sorry that there's anything here, anything in you that would feel it was unlovable, because love wouldn't behave that way. Forgive me, forgive anything in me, any part in me that still believes that someone could be unlovable. I love you. Thank you. And that's it. And you repeat these phrases and you watch these miraculous results. I did this once. I was working with a student and this little girl, and she was I mean, there wasn't anything bad about it, but she was just kind of, we were working together on a writing assignment, and she was just, it just felt very distant. And I did these phrases. And the next time I saw her, it was so different. She was so engaged. We had such a great time working together in this writing assignment. And it was just very different. And I've since used this many times. And I asked myself, what is it I'm really desiring here? Harmony, love, understanding? Then forgive anything in me that believes that that's not possible. And then when I say I love you, I'm really speaking to that person's heart. Because the truth is, I want people to feel loved. I love you. Thank you. And the thing is, we're not healing it. We're allowing divine love into the mix at that point to do the heavy lifting. So your challenge today is anytime you find yourself in judgment or holding a grudge or having difficulty forgiving someone, to just go into your heart of what you really desire for this person. Would you really desire that everybody feel loved? Because notice how we act when we feel loved. And then just say, I'm sorry. Forgive me for anything in me that thinks that this is possible. I love you. Thank you. And continue that and see what kind of miracles come into your life. All right, that's your Miracle Monday for today. I look forward to seeing you next week, and have a miraculous Monday. Bye for now.